Hello, welcome once again. My name is Timian, and welcome to the next episode of How To in Planet Crafter, where I have a series of how to do things in the game of Planet Crafter, of which I love very much. Today we're going to be talking about the power supply. One thing about Planet Crafter is practically everything that you have requires power to operate. And there are there are exactly 6 different items that produce power for you. So we're going to talk about the power supply for today. All right, so let's run outside here, and then we'll go way over here. All right, so we're going to start off with the wind turbine. Okay, so the wind turbine's right here. That is the first thing you can make that creates power. Now this creates very little power, 1.2 energy per second that it can produce. And that is very, very small, but early in the game, that's enough to power a few things. So what I like to do is I always like to put these things on these grids, the foundation platforms, but you can also put it on the ground as well. It can fit on the ground. It can also fit on top of the building as well, but I'm going to just put it right here. Once again, to rotate it, because you can see that it has a little screen. Okay, the screen's facing the opposite way. Though there's a little bit of a screen. So if I just like to put it here, put it right there in the center, and there's our wind turbine. That kind of looks a little screen. It really doesn't serve any purpose, really, but it just looks nice. Okay, so that is your wind turbine that produces. That is the first power source that you have. Early in the game, you'll have to put a few of these up in order to power all your items. And then a little bit later on, you'll be opening up a blueprint of solar panel tier 1. So we go to solar panel tier 1. It's this one, which is a much better one. See, this one has 1.2 energy, where this is 6.5 energy. So about 6 of these is equal to 1 of these. So as you move up and you progress to get all the power supply would be greater. At least requires a few more materials, but we have those. Those are easy enough to do. So once again, I'm just going to put that here, and I'm going to rotate around. It doesn't matter which way that the solar panels are facing. They'll work in any direction whatsoever. That really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be facing the sun, because we don't really have a sun. Really, because if you look around, there is no real sun. We got planets, but you never actually do see a sun. But anyway, that is the solar panel tier 1. It can face in any direction. Our next one we have is our solar panel tier 2. So we go to solar panel tier 2 is this baby right here, which gives us even more power. So this one has 19.5 energy, and where this is 6.5. So 3 of these is equal to 1 of these. And this requires a few more materials, but the materials that you supply with the solar panel tier 1 are also in solar panel tier 2. They just add on magnesium and aluminum. So if you take these down, you can reuse the materials, because all materials can be reused. You get them back. Alright, so this one is quite similar. I just like to rotate it around, because this has a little bit of display here, just like the wind turbine has. Kind of looks nice. Doesn't serve any real purpose, but that kind of looks nice. Again, it can be facing any direction at all. Doesn't really matter. All right, so those are the basic ones, and then we get into a nuclear reactor tier 1. Now this comes later on in the game. Nuclear reactor tier 1 is right here. Now this requires a lot of special materials. We have the 3 super alloys, 2 water bottles, and a uranium rod. So later on in the game, when you start to be able to make those items, you can make this one. So this is nuclear reactor tier 1. it produces 86 energy, whereas these produce 19 energy. So the nuclear reactor tier 1 creates a lot more. So try to get this one as soon as possible because you're going to use a lot less. So I'm just going to do 86 nuclear power, and this is 19. So basically, you get 4 of these equals 1 of these. So as you progress up with your power, and it can go up, you can eliminate these things and save a lot of space. So we'll just going to build this. It really doesn't matter which. Oops. Yeah, it really doesn't matter which way you face it because it's all kind of the same in every direction. It looks the same all the way around, and this produces even more. So that way, if you don't want to have a lot of these wind generators and solar panels all scattered all over the place, you could just have one of these. Again, like this, these can be made on platforms, also on the ground. It can be made on top of a building as well. This can go on top of a building. So if you have the tops of buildings, you want to save some space, you can put them up there. These cannot go inside. They have to be outside. All of these have to be outside. They cannot be inside. All right, so now we're going to move on to nuclear reactor tier 2. Now you'll see I have a big platform here for this one. And we go to nuclear reactor tier 2, which is right here. So this requires even more materials. 3 water bottles, 1 super alloy, 3 uranium rods, and 1 explosive powder. And this is what this is. Now this is much bigger than this one, and as you'll see in a second, that this has 331 power, which is amazing. And that way this only has 86. So again, about 3 of these is equal to 1 of these. So as you can see, this is pretty big. This is pretty big. It can't quite fit on one of these platforms. Not quite fit on one of these platforms. But if you have many of them, they can all fit together. But I just put one here, so I like to put it all centered, everything all symmetrical. So it kind of looks nice and pretty. Like, look at this, and then plop that down. And there we go, you see? And that takes the space of about 4 of these little platforms. So there we go. There's 3 of our power things, and this one is really big, really big. So that's it. We got the wind turbine, the solar panel tier 1, solar panel tier 2, nuclear reactor tier 1, nuclear reactor tier 2. All right. So then there is a 5th power supply, and this power supply is the fusion generator. Fusion generator. Now this is down here, right there. Nuclear fusion generator. Now this, right as the game is right now, this is the biggest one. Creates the more power. As you can see, it's 1,485 power this creates. Nuclear fusion. Whereas this is only 331. 331. That's all it does. So about 4 of these will make up 1 of these in power generation. But this one, luckily enough, it's really small. So we kind of have a little bit of a shape, as you can see. It's has these 2 little thingies. I don't know what they are, but pop this down in the center. And this is what this one looks like. Now, unlike these 4 that have to be sitting outside, this can be built inside as well. And it's actually fairly small. I'm just going to run over here, grab some water quickly. There we go. So those are 5 power generators. So like I said, this one can be inside, and I actually have one inside here. We'll go inside my building here, and we go up, and there we go. Here it is. This power generator is on the inside. So this one can go inside, and it doesn't take up very much space. It can just sit in a little corner someplace, which is kind of nice. I like it when they do that. So there we go. So there is all our power generators. Now, as you move up and you be able to get more of these power generators, the higher levels, you can get rid of these smaller ones. Sometimes they look kind of nice. I have in my building, you can kind of see it right here. I got one that's set up there because it's just for looks. It doesn't really do anything. And I got some 2 solar generators over there, and they're just basically for looks. They're basically for looks. But what I have here, and what we can do is we can just going to show you. I have a power supply room. A power supply room that I have here on my main base. And this is my main base. And this is my first save I did, so it's kind of hodgepodge. No real planning. So I come down here. I go downstairs underneath. This is my power generating room, where I have a whole bunch of them. A lot of these things. It all sit there and powers my whole area. You see my energy here. I have 57,000 kilowatt hours of production. Well, right now I have about 20,000. So I have a total of 38 nuclear fusion generators. 38 of those. And so yeah, this is I call it my power chamber. My power chamber, which all of these are in. And you will need lots of power as time goes on. Come on, sit back. There we go. Alright, so there's our power generation right here. Like I said, you can keep these if you want, but to make it look for aesthetics. But I tend to get rid of them all because I don't think the solar farms look good, or the wind power farms look good, or many of these also look good. They don't seem to look very good. And with the fusion generator, I could stick them inside the building. Like I kind of have a little basement in my base over here that I kind of stick them, and I know that I have the power supply. All right, so here we go. There's all our power supply and everything you need to know about power supply. All right. Oh, one other thing. They do not work underwater. If you build this under the water, it will not work. It doesn't work. All right. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Think about clicking subscribe. It will help out the channel a lot. Smash that notification bell icon to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.